All right, y'all. Pasha Paro, we here. Um, I really appreciate one if you're on my if you're on the Facebook page. If you're on the Facebook page, then I want to say thank you very much. If you're not on the Facebook page, then by all means, please go and hop on the Facebook page. It's Pasha Paro. On the Facebook page, I posted for the last 24 to 48 hours that we've been rocking some views here on the channel lately, and I'm always grateful for that, right? And for this period of time, we had 100% male following on YNet7. So I just want to applaud that for a moment. Just want to applaud that. I think that's a strong piece of data, because what I'm a fan of is I'm not even saying I'm a fan, I'm just not emotional, right? And I know that this disturbs and disrupts a lot of feminine energy. And I've been wanting to develop messages that didn't offend people. Not in the sense of I'm going to be not straight to the truth, but in the sense of I have found the right audience or the information has found the right audience. You know how you get those people, all the content creators know, whether no matter what your content is, they realize what I'm talking about the people that be on your stuff, talking about that help you promote it. Most of us know how to promote our stuff. So what I've been working on is natural engagement. Anyway, I just wanted to celebrate that. But I've been going through a lesson from the Most High. And today's title is, what does it mean to ask for help? And I really had to consider this, because observation teaches so much. And like, have you ever walked past a homeless person and been like, that could have been me, or that is me? What would you do differently if it was you? And you knew it was you. Would you carry yourself in the same manner as you did when you thought it was someone else? You know, and that's not getting all quantum physics omnipresence on you at this moment. That's not what this is about. It's not about how we're all connected, we're all one, we all are the same organism, entity, because we're all connected to source. That's not what this is about. It's not about that face of the mirror. It's about, if it was you, what would you have done differently? And if it was you, right, would you have stood up and asked for what you wanted? So what does it mean to ask for help? What is help? And you know, me being me, I had to go do some research, because that's the question on my mind at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, I've been working on some projects, and this is, like, I know some people take breaks and they play video games or they do whatever, and you know, I'm normally just learning something. That's my video game, right? What can I learn today? What can I study today? I'm always studying. I study everything around me all the time. So that's how I got here. I was studying this, and I was looking over a period of time. Um, it's amazing. So here we go. So what it is the notes say that there's a distinction between asking for help and asking for an opportunity. The distinction is crucial, or is opportunity, excuse me, the distinction between asking for help and asking for an opportunity is crucial in both personal and professional contexts. So it says while both actions involve seeking assistance, they serve different purposes and have different implications. The report synthesizes that key points from various sources. All right, so basically, we got some notes here, okay? And I ain't gonna bore you with that. But it was striking to me because it made me realize that in my life, I've never asked for help, except for quite, like literally within the first time I asked for help was like in the last 3 months. I've always positioned it as an opportunity. And I'll tell you what got me here, right? So the Most High is always sending me on missions. And lately this mission has been there's a homeless guy. And when I go get my snacks, it's nothing to like, cough up a snack. I mean, it is, but it's not like the end of the world. It's not like a Roof Crisp dinner or something. You know what I mean? Not that, I've never been to Roof Crisp myself. Maybe one day I'll get there. Maybe one day we'll get there. Maybe not, because by the time we go spend all that, you know how many dinners we could have? But anyway, the point of the matter is, I hit them off with a snack. Like, when you catch the sale for a box of Cheez-Its for $3, $4, $5, you know what I mean? He may not have been looking forward to some Cheez-Its. Like, I don't know what he was looking forward to, but here's a box of Cheez-Its for you. It'll help you shit too. You know what I'm saying? So, I've been putting a lot of work. You guys been watching, following along. We all working hard, trying to overcome this obstacle called life. And I was gonna reward myself today and get like a little cheese, little sandwich. Instead of like snacks. So I was on my way there, and guy was there. The marvelous thing was this. Now, we know the power of a sales pitch. See, that's why I always be studying stuff. Like, I don't judge nobody, right? So it was an opportunity. I'm looking at the opportunity because it's one thing to say, "Hey, can you get me something?" We've all experienced something like that. So today, he asked me, "Hey, come here." Well, I'm walking by, so he's like, it's more of like a conversational gesture than a I need something or can I have something gesture. So I'm always looking to build, learn. So I thought we were going to build, which we wind up building because I'm always looking to learn something. So what happened was the conversation basically went like, "Hey, I was over such and such place, this, that, and the other, and the guy with the whole full suit came in, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 and was da 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 and said, 'Hey, you da 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 da,' and then it wound up going to, and he told me, 'You can get whatever you want.'" I'm listening, like, "Oh, good for you." You know what I mean? Like, that's good. That's good shit. And then he went to go start on a comma next story that was similar to that happened to him like recently. And I was thinking like, well, shit, if if you got bossed down like that, then you must not need my assistance, right? But at the same time, though, I'm me, so I'm never ignorant or judging. I was like, cool, you meeting people that I probably should be meeting, right? Not in a sense of the way of the matter that I'm trying to network, I'm trying to build. So if you're in these positions meeting these people, then guess what? I'm gonna need you to help yourself help me. But I don't look at it as help, right? It was an opportunity. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm encouraging him to get active, because what I was telling him was in the conversation, what my response was, and I mean, I wasn't just sitting there listening. One of the elements I gave was, I was like, look, what you're telling me is you was over such and such place and got bust down a whole whatever you want from the menu, and you feel good about it, right? And I said, what happens is the Most High says to us, when you in action, when you active, you can have whatever you want. I said, we can't be stagnant and expect to receive. Because if I'm seeing you in the same spot every day, then the Most High gave you the opportunity to showcase to you, when you're in motion, you receive more and maybe receive better. So what is it that you want right now? Because we all deep down inside want something. We might say it as the brain justifies what we want to believe, that we have everything we want. But in reality, we all want something. And he said he wants, he just wants health. And even health is something you have to be active to entertain. What is it that you want? But here's the thing. So what I said to him was, look, if you meeting people that's fully suited up and buying you whatever off the menu, I need you to grab their business cards for me. I said, I know what you really want right now. You want to position me mentally to think that I should go get you something. I said, but did you ever stop to ask yourself, am I homeless? Am I hungry? How can you help me? And his response was, damn, I guess you can't judge a book by its cover. You can never tell what someone's going through by how they look. And I was like, exactly. I said, maybe the only difference between me and you is that I'm active right now. Blew his head up, right? Yeah, you might see my sneaks, but these sneaks was in the closet before shit went bad, right? You might see that person's whatever, you know what I mean? Maybe you see them walking on the bus now because you don't know they E350 coupe might have been sabotaged and had a $12,000 engine problem. You don't know if they were out there getting ready to change parts of the world for better, and evil societies didn't want that to happen, and they ran down on them and collapsed the world around them. You don't know what other people are going through. You don't know how they got in the position they in right now. You think you know. See, there's people out here fighting for America. Y'all know I'm American. And some United States perceive that as a threat. So you never know how people wind up in situations. So it fucked his head up. And then I said to him, well, look, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get these business cards from these people you meeting, and you're gonna bring them back to me. Because I need to network with these people. And if you somewhere I'm not, but you meeting people that maybe I should know, that's an opportunity the Most High has given us. I never processed it as help. And I'm realizing at this moment, like I came back and I sat down and talked, because I don't have emotions. So I had to ask somebody that's more emotional based, like, yo, what's, and then they did that. And I was like, crunching the numbers. And then I was like, Pasha, that's your issue. That's your issue. That's why you were sat down. You were sat down for a moment because you don't ask for help. I never asked for help. So let's look at that. Let's look at what that entails, right? And again, like I said, if not counting within the last like 2-3 months, but for the rest of my life, I never asked for help. I was always the one that would just be like, you should do this because, which is not asking, it's not asking for help. Like I would ask, because to me, I was too smart. Like not in a bragging way, y'all. I know y'all hear me say, but I mean, I would sit down and figure out, okay, if you ask for help, which is the rejection aspect here. Matter of fact, let me get to this part for you so it makes sense. So it says, asking for help typically involves seeking assistance to overcome a specific challenge or to complete a task. It is often a response to a situation where the individual lacks the necessary resources, knowledge, or skills to proceed independently. So in a situation like that, fellas, tell me how you feel about this, because I looked at it as, so where it says asking for help typically involves seeking assistance to overcome a specific challenge. I'm always the perfect day guy, which is, it's like, oh, your father died. Is it still a perfect day? Yes. Oh, you don't have your Mercedes anymore. Is it always a perfect day? Yes. The train get me there. The bus get me there. It's like sometimes you gotta wait a month, 2 months, a year or two down the road to find out what made it perfect. But my mentality and the way my life has always worked is it's always the perfect day. Sometimes our job is to figure out what made today perfect, even though we might be feeling like we're going through a crisis. Down the road, we'll learn why the crisis was perfect. But we can't see that far right now because all we see is the, oh shit, right? So issue number one with that statement for me was, it's always the perfect day. I'm right where I'm supposed to be because this is where the Most High has me on my lesson, on my mission, on my journey, on my path. And that's why for me, sometimes I'll be wanting to steer this way. I'll be doing anything I can, but things don't work. And it keeps you on this path or you get off the path too far. And then the Most High says, yo, devil, knock all that shit in. And devil come through, tear up shit in your life. And then boom, Most High put you back on the path. And now you're back where you're supposed to be going, right? Thought you was slick. You gonna go over there and do that. You ain't supposed to be over there doing that. Put you back over here. Right? So I always looked at it as, nah, it just ain't my time yet. Or right? To complete the task. Oh, people be rushing. People be rushing. They be wanting to get rushing. They be rushing. They be like paying for like artists and stuff. You're paying for you get those emails. Hey, look, I can blow your video up, make it go viral. You can make it go viral on numbers, but you can't make it go viral in support. Oh, oh, they ain't like that. All those people with those 500,000 views, and they, you know what I mean. You got 5,000 Facebook friends. You all, but you only got 3 likes, 4 likes on your post. See, you can make it go viral, appear to be something that it's not, but you can't make it be what it really ain't, because you don't practice alchemy. I'm building on alchemy, right? We're taking what's real and we're making it into something that's real. So when I looked at it, it was like, nah, I'm good there, right? So it says that it is often a response to a situation where individuals lacks the necessary resources. Now, every artist out there that's doing their music career independently has had at least one moment where they were, I say, in a weakened state, felt like they just lacked the support they needed. They just lacked the fan base they needed. They lacked the funds to put into their marketing campaign. At least one time you felt that way. And then as soon as you get the bread, guess what you do? You go out there and you build you a marketing campaign, or you go out there and you get you some merch, and you go out there because you want the, right? But what does it get you? So I stopped seeing it as lack, and I started seeing it as perfection. Everything ain't meant for everybody. Now, granted, you might be a common artist. You might be the one that wants to be accepted into every room and go into. So you talk about the things that they're just, like they say, they write the newspaper in the 3rd grade. You know what I'm saying? They write the newspaper in the 3rd grade reading level or 5th grade. That might be you. You might want to be on a 5th grade level so you can be accepted by the masses. Or you might realize that you're extraordinary and you're doing something extraordinary that everybody can relate to. So instead of allowing the depression, because you're viewing it as being rejected, not accepted, all this other negative, the vibrational stuff, what happens when you see it as empowerment? Because you're talking to your people. You know what I mean? I'm saying it like the baseball team captain can't go into the hockey game. Not to say he can't do it, but can't do it with the same efficiency and effectiveness. Lead the, what did I say? The baseball team captain can't go into the hockey game and effectively lead the hockey players on the team. Not to mention, he may not know the sport himself, but he may not just be familiar with what it takes to lead in that different arena just because he's strong over here, which we'll get to. So it's often a response to a situation where an individual lacks the necessary resources. But if you are operating in the knowledge or plane or existence of abundance, you're never going to be focused on lack. So it kind of fucks you up. You never really see the need to ask for help. You're just waiting on the right time. And just because you use the word waiting, for some people, they actually sitting still waiting. For others, you're being active in the process, but you're just waiting for your turn. Like you trying to get the next client, you trying to get the next deal, you trying to get the next hit song, you trying to get the next whatever home to flip. But you got the mindset of, hey, you win some, you lose some, you can't win them all. So, I just ain't hit a home run in a couple at bats yet, but the next one's coming. Knowledge or skills. So it says a lack of resources, knowledge, or skills to proceed. Well, okay. So what happens is you might feel like Pasha. Pasha wakes up one day, says he's doing this, and be like, you know what? I don't know everything about that, but Pasha knows that you should just get to like 27% and then just start doing your thing, and you're gonna learn the rest as you go. Literally, you know what I mean? That's what I did. I was going to the studio one day, often, doing a thing at the studio, and then a guy got sick, and I felt bad. Like I had it when I was going to GAT 3. Um, I had a team of 3. Ace was on the team. Shout out to Ace. I think he's running the sessions there now, or some sessions. Wade and AJ. That was a trio, right? So one day, I had never had a missed studio appointment for any reason in 10 years, basically, right? So, but my guy got sick, and it wasn't COVID, but it was during that mix, like right before COVID though. But it wasn't COVID; it was unrelated, and he just missed that day. And they were like, "Yo, you can still come in, you can still do your thing." Like they got great customer service, facts. But my thing was like, nah, because I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna do it, because we work so hard together as a team that I would hate for this to be the one song that we make and it pop off and go viral, and one person missed out because they weren't there on the team. So then I was I was like, okay, I'll reschedule. But then the Pasha kicked in, right? The Pasha, y'all know what I'm talking about. That Pasha kick in, that Virgo kick in, like, yo, hold up, wait a minute. We just realized a failure mode effect analysis. Like I could be playing it ready to go, and it so happens it's out of my control. How do we fix that? And that's literally what caused me to say I want to start recording myself, because then I would have control over it. It was no other reason than that. But that's how the Most High works. And if that didn't happen and I didn't say that to myself, like I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Action. So it was no hard feelings. It was just, like I said, it's that Pasha kick in, that Virgo kick in. It was like, boom, we got to do something about this. And so, are you ever really feeling like you're at lack? Because you may not have the knowledge, you may not have the skills to proceed independently. But how do you view that moment in conjunction with what's the next step to take? Do you say, I want to continue to not have the knowledge and the skills, which means I'm going to feel in a weakened state and I need to ask for help? Or are you going to feel empowered that, hey, you know what, by next week, though, I can know this much more? And so I'm realizing, like, yo, Pasha, you never ask for help. And a lot of times, because I ain't gonna say never, but if we had to measure it like a percentage, you could probably say less than 4% of my life. Like keep it 100 realistic, because I know I'm talking with the theatrics, but I want you to seriously get the picture. Like when I say I don't ask for help, like I'm not like technically exaggerating. Like I really don't ask for help. And then when I do ask for help, I'm always reminded why I don't ask for help because it's like a disappointment factor comes into play. Because when people are around me, I've always been used to being not, I've never been what I would call rich, but I've always been well off. I've always been okay. Not like well off for like, hey, let's go to fly to Bermuda for no reason. Not that well off. I've been okay, right? So I've always been the one helping everybody around me. I've always been the one that when I see people, they didn't have to ask. That's my biggest thing. Like people that I give a fuck about, they never had to ask. Cause obviously I see you going through some shit. What would I be? What kind of piece of shit would I be to watch you go through some shit and then just sit there and watch you? That's how I felt about it. So when I got to the point where stuff was happening in my life and people were just sitting around watching, I took that as disrespect to begin with. That you even put me in a position to have to ask. And then for you to, if I ask you not help, then now I'm just like, okay, fuck it, it's confirmed. Like, this relationship is not what I thought. Like it's over. You know what I mean? Because obviously we're not on the same level. But what my point is that I never asked for help because I always saw the opportunity of, oh shit, I don't know how to do this, or oh shit, this could happen any moment. This is the opportunity for me to improve or for us to get better. It was no let's ask for help. And that's what people like. I had great people in my lives, I did. And some of them were offended because they would be trying to help me and I would be like, no. You know what I mean? Like, you know, shout out Capone. You know what I mean? I just posted a picture with him recently from Soul Asylum. Like, great dude, man. That's my guy. Like, he, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not the one that wants help. Like, if you want to teach me, like, I don't want to learn that. I don't want to learn how to be somebody else. That's what it is to me. And I'm not saying that though. You've heard me publicly say this before. The whole industry is copying off of what was hot last week so they can fit into a saturated market. Like me, it's about being different. It's about being you, being genuine. That makes it so much easier to stand out. The people wonder why they got to spend $1 million on marketing their song. It's because you spent 1 million hours trying to copy what everybody else was doing. Now you fit into 1 billion other people. How are you going to stand out? Now you got to spend $1 million on a marketing budget so that you can appear to be different because you work so hard to be the same. Because you asked for help. And the way they was helping you was telling you what was popping now, what so-and-so was doing that was blowing up. And they told you that's what you should do. But that wasn't who you are. So the world never got to know you. They got to know another version of what was popping for the last 50 years. Because you want to help. That's how I see it. So sometimes people don't get that about me. It is a form of disrespect because the word respect means relate. And I simply can't relate to being something that I'm not. Even if it's for a bag. Like I've had many opportunities to run up M's in my life and just said no because that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people who take that chance and do what they do for their family. I can't knock that. They doing what they do for their family. Maybe they got a family that actually gave a shit about them and they took the risk for them to bring home a secure bag for them. They didn't try. Their family didn't try to throw them in a mental hospital. Right? So you never, some of us men, we never asked for help because we never felt like we were in a position of lack. We might have known that it was going to take us some time. We might have known we needed to learn some new things. We might have known that it was a challenge that was already present and to be part of the journey. Before we even started the journey, we knew there was going to be challenges. So we never felt like we needed help. Now, opportunity involves seeking a chance to engage in a new experience, project, or role that can lead to personal or professional growth. Boom. We never asked for help because we were always looking for opportunities. Where other people felt down, we became enthusiastic because this was exciting for us. It's a new opportunity. We get to learn something new. We get to start this new project. It's a role. We're gonna grow from this. I just realized the gift and the curse, you could say, of how fucked up my life has been. I never had the luxury of being able to enjoy asking for help. And I asked for help recently in front of the whole world. And one person, two people, but one person that didn't know me long at all. The other person knew me for a while. Actually helped. And it shocked me. It shocked me because one, if you asked 5,000 people and only one person, I'm just throwing it out there, I'm being facetious, but I appreciated the gesture from the Most High. And this is what started me on this little thing about help, I guess, because I've been thinking about that ever since. Like, so the opportunity involves seeking a chance to engage in the new experience, the new project, the new role that can lead to personal growth. Help is typically involved seeking assistance to overcome a specific challenge. It sounds the same, but it's totally different. Because the opportunity, like I said, I always spoken the opportunity. This is what we can do. This is what you'll get. This is the benefit to you, right? Here's the business need. You know what I'm saying? Boom. You with me? Whoop, whoop. Now, let's look at this. It says let's go back to the help side. People often hesitate to ask for help due to social threats, such as uncertainty, risk of rejection, and potential for diminished status. And that's what, we were just kind of bleeding into. You don't want to ask certain people because you don't know how they're going to react. Sometimes you don't want to ask because you feel like they're going to say no. And then rejection registers to the brain as pain. And now you're going through post-traumatic stress disorder because you wanted to help in a time where people wanted to laugh at you. And then that makes you remember the Carrie movie, the scene with the blood all over. And it was like, they're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. And in your mind, you're like, ding, ding, closing the doors and putting the chains on. And you're, the shit can already blaze up, right? But you have to remember, you have a list of 400 people that done you wrong in life. If you do something to one, you might as well get all 400. And then if you get all 400, the rest of the world allowed it to happen to you, right? So where do you stop? Where do you draw the line? So you're looking at yourself like, you got to be calm. You got to be calm. Because see, what the world don't realize is if you lose it, the world loses it. We all lose together. So stay focused, right? People often hesitate to ask for help due to social threats. But the problem is the people that are socially threatening you in that situation don't realize that they casted the first stone, kind of, sort of, right? In the way they talk shit about you, in the rejection, the way they rejected you, etc., etc., etc. Okay. I guess I could leave that on. That looks cool. All right. So now the uncertainty factors, the potential for diminished status. See, but people like you and me, we realize we came from nothing. This one song you can give Drake credit for, when he's like, started from the bottom, now we hit. You know what I mean? So we started from the bottom. We can go back to the bottom. The thing is, some of us done went back to the bottom already a couple times and came back up. And we back again. So we used to it. We come back stronger. It's a resting period for us, like, because it's a lot of work sometimes. All right. However, many people are willing and even happy to help others. That's us. We be trying to help everybody. It makes them feel good. We feel fulfilled when we do it, right? So opportunities, excuse me, are characterized by their existence, size, and exploitability. They require a strategic approach to be effectively utilized. But wait, that's the same thing they teach you about asking for help. Oh, so now we're starting to bleed together here. What's going on? Because effective help requests should be specific, meaningful, action oriented, realistic, and they say time bound. And they give you that acronym for SMART to increase the likelihood of receiving assistance. Right? And then they go into telling you in these expert classes about additionally framing the request to assure the helper of their unique ability to assist can be beneficial. Well, wait a minute. That's how you structure the opportunity. See, the word entertain, you guys know I'm at the office, so I don't have my etymology dictionary with me, or else I would take the picture from there. So I'm using this online version. I don't know if that's even similar. I looked up the word love as a baseline. It did say that it was a noun instead of a verb. So I give it credit from that standpoint. That was my gauge. Otherwise, here, oh, hold on. I know you probably can't see it right. Let me get it fixed for you. That was my gauge that I used. So they did use love as a noun. So I said, okay, we can rock with it for a little while at least. All right. So the word entertain means to keep up, to hold together, stick together, support. Entertain. Here's some thesaurus versions. Make sure you're good. Okay, yeah, you can see. So we got captivate, charm, cheer, comfort, delight, distract. Right? Because if you're on the wrong path, you got to distract you from that. Inspire, please, relax, satisfy. Okay, because remember the word pay, etymology, the word pay means to satisfy, comma, especially when dealing with money. Right? So stimulate, occupy, humor, absorb. This is all what entertain means. Oh, that's from the other day. Where is, hold on. Give me a second. I'm looking for help. Here we go. I'm looking for help. So help means support. There go that word again. So the help is support, which is why you always hear us certain people talking about for your entertainment. And the people that don't know about, like, what is he talking about? Like, fun a TV show? No, we're talking about for your support. And then it says, other words listed in here is cure and afford aid or assistance. To help or support. Help. And then what is opportunity? Did I put it on here? I didn't. Oh, I guess I didn't capture it. Hold on. Let me go get it for you. So opportunity is fit, convenient, or seasonable time per the same source. Fitness, convenience, suitableness, favorable time. So That's the thing. The opportunity it comes when it's the right time, which is why we don't look at like we're needing help, because we know we might be waiting on the train, the bus, the cruise ship, the airplane to arrive, to go on our destination, right? Instead of being depressed, we're captivated by the journey. We're cheering for the moment of its arrival, not feeling like we're in a state of lack. We're actually quite comfortable most of the time, unless there's some huge delay, right? It's a great distraction to know from the hustle and bustle of most of our lives, to know that you're waiting for your cruise ship to depart and take you on vacation. It is quite gratifying an experience. You feel so inspired by the opportunity, quite pleasing, ready to relax in satisfaction, right? Or is it just me? Might just be me. So now, unlike jobs, right? Because that whole smart thing for the opportunity start to sound like a job. Like, I absolutely felt in that moment when I was asking the homeless guy to, well, look, in my mind, I'm working, because what I'm thinking was in my mind, I'm like, well, look, if you're meeting these people, I realize I have a skill, a talent, a couple of them, whatever you want to say. I would be asking for, how do we align? How do we have a connection? How do we come together? And I get that everybody don't feel skilled or talented, whatever the case may be, or at least they may not be thinking about that at the moment. Like when you meet the chick at the club, most guys aren't sitting there telling them they pour concrete because you want to finish her basement. You might be trying to, that's another discussion. It's not that type of basement you're trying to finish though. You're not trying to pour, it's not that type of concrete you're trying to pour. Anyway, you get what I'm saying, right? You're not telling them, if you do tell them what you're doing, because you want to perform that service. You're probably telling them because you want to have that distinguished status of, you know, I'm an architect, or some other way of saying I'm worth $1 million. Chick, what's up? Get with me. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm getting at is, unlike jobs, which often involve delivering known tasks, because when I was telling him, look, if you start talking to him about getting a business card, well, step one, in my mind, I'm breaking him down for the exercise. If he starts to bring me back to business cards, that means that you're having conversations about the business that they're into. So next step for you is to say, how can you help them? But one step at a time in my mind is what my thought process was. I'm always trying to help people, and then some people don't ask for the help, I know, but like the Most High sent me here to help. What am I supposed to do? You win some, you lose some. But anyway, this is my mission. So, and at the same time, if he executes, then I'll have some business cards to follow up on. And I can show him how easy it is for him to make contacts in business. And a year from now, the sky is endless possibility for him. All right. So going back on my notes now, because this is for me, this is paramount, because I was like, Asha, you never asked for help. I know that I don't hold any of the universe or the people around me responsible for not helping me. I always fall back on myself, saying that anything I'm looking to do, I'm responsible and liable for. So I never judge people for not helping me, but I'm just realizing I never technically asked for help, which may be part of why I never judge them for not helping, but you get the circle that I'm in, the revolving door. So, unlike jobs, which often involve delivering known tasks, opportunities provide a chance to learn new skills and expand one's knowledge. The distinction highlights the long term benefits of seeking opportunities over short term gains. So, yeah, that's that statement like, teach a man to fish forever, eat forever. Give him a fish, and you eat for a day. I mean, that's really only true based on who you're giving the fish to, because someone give you a fish on line at 7, you're gonna wonder how they got the fish. And just them giving you the fish is all you needed, because we're informatively socially influenced, not normatively socially influenced. So someone giving you a fish, giving us a fish, we thinking about how they got that fish. We might even go as far as, how'd you get that fish? You only got to show me one time. How you do that? I'll stumble through it. I'll figure the rest out. You gave me 2 sentences. Like, that's really what be messing people up in high places with me, because I can ask them a question. They used to people who want to come pay them $5,000 to tell them something. I'll ask them a question. They might give me 2-word answer, and I'll go build it from those 2 words. But they usually used to giving people 2-word answers, and then they come back and say, well, hey, how much do you charge to train or do this? Those 2 words, okay, that's what the Most High said I get. Again, you know what I'm saying? Two up top for those who know what I'm talking about. The Most High said all I get from you is 2 words. Those must be some powerful 2 words. Let me go figure out what they mean, because I asked the Most High through you. You didn't know that. The Most High gave me those words through you. So 2 words is all I need. Let me go build it. 6 months later, I'm up and running with it. That's why people don't want to talk to me. Talk to us. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Virgo humor there for those that don't know it all, but truth be told. So common scenarios for asking for help include being in a new role, having an overwhelming workload, making a mistake, needing advice, or lacking knowledge about a task. Again, here we go. There's people that feel like they're in a new role and feel like they're in a depressed state about it, and feel like they're in a weak moment, and they feel like they have to ask for help. I think the whole concept of asking for help is an internal reflection of you being in an inferior position. Excuse me. What do I mean by that, Pasha? I mean, when I'm in that same exact moment, I don't look at it as asking for help. I go to the people that know, and I'm telling them, look, I need you to commit 2 hours to come show me this and that and the other, because I'm going to stop you every 5 minutes. I'm going to take notes. I'm going to draw the diagram. I'm going to make the buttons. I'm going to push this, whatever it is, right? Because when we're done, I want to have everything in my notes where I don't need to ask you anything anymore. I don't need you around anymore, because I don't really like that. I want to be able to get up and running myself as quickly as possible. Now, when you're done today, I might not be as fast as you, but I'm going to be as good as you. And then as I do it, repetition makes it more proficient at it. Then I'll get better, and I'll probably wind up being better than you. Not in an insulting way, just because I just want to be the best at everything that I do, or else I don't want to do it. And it's not necessarily the best that someone else believes is the best. It's what is the best. That's the problem with music. For example, perfection is not achieved when there's nothing left to add. Perfection is achieved when there's nothing left to take away. So when you strip it down, people feel like something's missing, because it's been so long since, ooh, baby, I like it raw. You know what I'm saying? It's been so long since people just had raw and truly organic. Now they all got processed, refined food. Everything they want is processed and refined. Right? Everything we consume, TV, your TV show is processed and refined to control you. The radio's processed and refined to control you. Your chick is processing. My bad. No, I have no apologies. why there was it's 100% men on the channel because we be talking the real shit. All right. All right. So having the new role. So you know what comes with the new role is you got to learn new stuff. It's a matter of how you go about learning new stuff. We all seen the people at training at some job. If we ever, I call it the volunteer slavery. So if we go there, we all seen someone that sit around and just try to milk it for long. They want, well, they ain't come back to train me. I'm gonna just sit here and wait. And all to me, I'm like, damn, bro, you. The longer you do that, the longer you're gonna be sitting there worried about when they gonna come back. And 2 weeks go by, you could learn that in a week. Like I actually had an issue. I ain't gonna say an issue, but I had a deal as a trainer when I was moving to my new position when I first took over the maintenance department from production. And I'd be looking at shit like, you ain't gonna weaponize shit against me for no reason. And the guy came in, he was one of the people that was like, because he was gonna be my replacement, because I'm going offline now. I'm going to do, that. So I'm training. He's one of the people that's like, yeah. Now, mind you, I'm training him on a CNC lathe. We're cutting things down to the tolerance of 20 thousandths of an inch. That's like the size of a human hair wide, right? And he's one of those people that was like, yo, I learned from muscle memory. Like, he just showed me and I'll be able to do it. I was like, okay. Because the way I treat people is like, when you say something, like, I'm not going to say that you're lying until you show me that you're lying. So, okay, cool. Let's do it. Let's rock out. You sure? Because I take notes. I'm the type of person, I like to take notes. You sure you want to do it that way? Yeah, that's how I do it. Goes, cool. All right, here you go. Run this, do that. Boom, blah, blah. Okay, now go ahead on there and do it. And they asking you questions right away. What is this? Oh, all right, cool. I'm gonna take it as you meant muscle memory, meaning like you gotta physically start doing it. Okay, well, not that you see the muscle memory and you remember. Okay, we got you. But when you come in tomorrow and ask me the same questions that I went over with you yesterday, that's when I'm gonna say, all right, now look, stop, because now you're wasting my time. I want you to go get one of them free company notebooks, get you one of them free pens, and you're gonna say you're gonna take some notes today, because when you said that to me yesterday, I gave you an opportunity to show me that you were real. But the fact that you asked me questions today mean that you ain't who you think you are, homie. You can go home and keep fooling yourself, but you ain't fooling me no more. Now go get the notebook. That's how we gonna do this. This one person, he got the notebook. He finally started writing stuff down, but it was always something. And I was telling him, look, you got 2 weeks. I'm leaving at the end of those 2 weeks, regardless of where you at. I'm going on to where I need to go in my life, to the next level. And they thought they were gonna slow me out, hold me. Yo, supervisors, come here. Look, I don't know what the deal is, but let me tell you this, right? I ain't got no problems. I'm not even gonna say nothing's wrong with them, because I don't be snitching on people. Whatever the fuck y'all deal, that's what y'all do. But look, guess what? If he not ready in 2 weeks, you gonna be out here training him. I just need you to know that. Hey, I'm leaving in 2 weeks. Like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to it. But unlike jobs, which often involve delivering known tasks, opportunities provide chance to learn new skills. So now, if you're feeling like you're in a new role or you have overwhelming workload, and that's why they think something's wrong with Pasha, because Pasha is just trying to remain true. They're mad as you be mad. You be upset. That's your right. I told you day one. This is the deadline. So you felt like you overwhelming workload. Guess you didn't want to ask for help. Like I said, I can't relate to that. I'm the one that'll say we're gonna take 2 extra hours, so I make sure I ain't gotta ask you no more. I learned how to become a master photographer, not where people learn photography. I learned in the nightclub, with the doom, and the shake, and right. That's where I learned to take photos at on a professional level. What you say? Okay, good. You only gotta tell me once. I know we in the club, but you. All right. So making a mistake, we all make mistakes. If you have an issue with yourself in life of being afraid to make mistakes, you got to curve that right away. If you meet someone who says that they have a fear of making mistakes, you're probably talking to someone who's going to be limited in what risks they will take and things they will try in life. And I don't mean like me being 300 pounds, talking about you're not going to go bungee jumping off the bridge or parachuting out the 30,000 feet propeller driven airplane because you're 300 pounds with the ground don't lie, right? What I mean is they're going to be afraid to take risk overall, okay? Because they're going to be afraid to make a mistake. Now, think about how that's going to affect your relationship or the innovation at the workplace or your own business. So you got to get that tuned in. Needing advice. Again, do you need advice? If you're afraid to make a mistake, then you might miss an opportunity to learn and innovate. Do you need advice? Because somebody else is going to tell you how they did it, but how they did it involved where they started from, involved the resources they had when they started. You asking them for advice on what you should do today because you're looking at where they are today, not realizing that it took them 20 years to get there, which means they started 20 years ago when the whole world was different. Is their advice truly relevant today? Or are you worshiping a false idol for the wrong reasons? That's a good question. So, do you even need advice? Again, that's that thing. Are you operating your life in the feeling of lack, the vibration of lack, or are you residing in the domicile of abundance mentality? And maybe you do or don't know. But then people are judging you because of how you carry yourself because they don't articulate the difference between being in a weakened state of feeling lack and needing or wanting help versus being in the abundant state and demanding access to opportunities. Like in a career, on the help side, without the support from others, advancing in one's career can be challenging. Asking for help is essential for personal growth and achieving long term goals. I always went where no one else could go. I couldn't ask the people around me for help because they couldn't go where I was going. That's part of why I'm on this quest and this journey in life because everybody I came up with couldn't go where I went, and I was tired of being the only one there. I had Discover Financial sending me to country clubs for silent auctions to represent the company, sending me to third row seating at the Dover Downs NASCAR with the hospitality tent to represent the company. I had this, I've been here, I've been there, I've been everywhere. 50, and all my people couldn't come with me. So if you ever wonder why Pasha got the mentality of, hey Pasha, you're doing so great, wow, big ups to you, and I'd be like, nah, I don't mean shit if all of us ain't there. It's because I had to always be separated. And then in the moments where I didn't have to be separated, those people wanted to separate me. So you never belong. So by the time you grow up and you got the knowledge and wisdom of being American, now United States citizen, I'm so numb to this. So when the supervisors come together at the job, when you get the new position, and they are kind of offended because you now in the position above them somehow, right? And they don't like the fact that you're telling them what to, I mean, I'm telling them what to do because it makes sense, not because I'm an asshole. Like, we're trying to be efficient here. I'm a Virgo. That's why I'm in the position. I was trying to tell y'all when y'all thought I was beneath you that I look at you in the eye. Like, we stand man to man. Like, I don't do titles. You just got here before me. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But when they want to conspire together and be like, oh, we're gonna slow them down and do this, guess what Pasha did? I said, y'all shouldn't do that because like I'm going to streamline my process. And they're like, what do you mean by that? Okay, cool. I'm going to remove you from the process. And they laugh like that wouldn't be possible. And you know, I'll go and justify the ROI factors and then look at the thing and I'm like, oh, we don't even need y'all in the process at all because y'all aren't even the decision makers. The decision makers are actually the ones that speak to the customers who give them the expectations of what we're going to deliver to them. So all I got to do is work with them and tell them what we'll be delivering after I shut down the machines when I want to have them shut down. So we don't even need y'all in the process. But I would have done that if y'all didn't, like I said, do what I say earlier. What was that word? Anyway, they did it to themselves because they thought they were doing something to me. So proactivity and timing, right? Let me get you a photo. A little screen candy. Let's do, I forgot where we at here. Let's do this one, right? Because opportunities come in all sizes and they're all at various places along your journey and you're looking for the signs, what they are and stuff like that. So, excuse me, it's never too early to seek opportunities, such as research, positions, and new projects, as long as the request is framed correctly, right? And this goes back to what we were saying about the way they're taught to ask for help is almost the same as what it takes to be strategic and look for opportunities, right? So proving oneself through grades or effort can also enhance the chances of securing opportunities. So when you start small and you prove you can do it on this level, and then you get bigger opportunities and you grow to places, and that's how they leave a $40 million net annual operation in the hands of Pasha Paro with no degrees, no maintenance experience. I'm just out here representing my people from Cash Ave, from Simon's Gardens, from West 4th Street, who don't have a college degree, who never did this before, who came in off the block and said, we can do this too. That's what brings me joy. Because when they see me, they don't see engineer. They don't necessarily know I got a 34 Wonderlic score, which puts me in the top 2%. They see their projections of me, which means they see their projections of you and me too. And my goal was to let them know that by the time I'm done here, you're going to think differently than the next person you see. And this is why I have the enemies I have in life, and I'm okay with it. So again, even when the whole world seemed to conspire against you and they all hit you at one time and you fall off your little cliff, the little mountaintop there for a moment, I'm even a dude that's okay with the fall because I know it took all of y'all. Not y'all, but I know it took all of them. I know it took 500 people to stop one person from helping you next. The question is, how do you feel that your help got to be delayed because 500 people collaborated because they couldn't control their emotions and they were jealous that if you got the help, you'd be either good as them or better. So they had to try and detach you from the source. You gotta feel me on this. So people worried about their careers because they want things to be handed to them instead of going and make it happen by putting in the opportunity work to make it make sense for everybody. A lot of people only want it or only concerned with it making sense for them. So go back. It's never too early to speak or seek opportunities. All right. As long as the request is framed correctly. That's what we're doing in business. When you're submitting those proposals, when you're having those networking meetings, you're trying to frame the shit correctly so you can build the relationship so that you can get into a position where y'all can do business together. There's no difference. Y'all just using different words. But while they sitting there showing up in a button down, a button up, took 2 hours to do their hair. I show up in a t-shirt with a bulletproof vest sometimes because it don't change that I'm actually probably going to do the better job than they are. But you're worried about what it looked like. Not you, but them. And that's why they shit fucked up right now. Because they went with an image. But we grew up watching Sprite commercials that said, obey your thirst. Image is nothing. So many people fear that asking for help will make them appear incompetent or weak. And this is what brings us to this next section, and then we'll get ready to close out, because I think this is a great conversation to be having in the grassroots. So from a leadership position, I brought this to you to discuss with your team, your family, and your community. And if you feel like it, come back to the video and drop the collective thoughts of your community, your team, your business in the comments. Maybe you don't want to do your own thought, your own opinion, your own whatever. Go talk to the team. Go talk to 5 people. Y'all agree with this is where y'all at collectively. And then put that in there, because that's how I learn. Like, I can go outside and talk to people, but this is how I learn what's going on in Texas. This is how I know what's going on in Nevada, in Vermont, because I'm restoring America. I need to know it all to make it make sense for everybody, so that we can have an opportunity and not need assistance. Because some areas of life require more effort, while other depends on the right opportunities. Recognizing whether one is an effort field or an opportunity field is crucial for effective goal setting and resource allocation. It's like, I remember this guy at the when I was working at the plant. I remember I had a 97 for a little bit of time. It was a 97, 98, 99, 96, something like that. 750, like a it was like the big boy 750, 740, whatever it was, the long wheelbase. Well, old school. It had 300,000 miles on it. It was my first car when I got to Charlotte after I lost the convertible when I came down. See, I be losing shit. I be getting shit. I lose shit. I get shit. It just means it was time for me to get rid of that. Time to move on to the next stuff. I'd have probably tried to keep it. Most high was like, nah, you're supposed to have this 2006 CLK. You trying to hang on to the Sebring. Right? So, and the guy was like, yo, you got the brake light out. And I was like, but he wasn't trying to tell me in the sense of like, yo, you got a brake light out. He was trying to make it seem like your brake light is out because you don't know how to fix it. And I was like, no, my brake light is out because I don't give a fuck about a brake light. He's like, well, what happens if the police pull you over? I was like, I'm a traveler, not a driver. I don't care about that stuff. So he spent like the better part of a whole year running, like actually the whole rest of the time I had that car, because that car was known to have electrical issues, right? And like I changed the bulbs, and it would just keep doing it. So I was like, "Fuck, I don't care. Like I'm not worried about it." So he was he was like, um, he used to tease me about it, and I used to just keep telling him like, "I don't care about no brake like you do because you don't know what you don't know." See, remember that knowledge thing we was talking about earlier? Like he's stuck without the knowledge. He's in a state of lack, so he's still worried about being pulled over for a brake light. Like all the other stuff we got to worry about in life, you're concerned with being pulled over for a brake light because you don't know how to articulate. Well, I ain't gonna say you don't know how to articulate. I'm in a different jurisdiction. Let's just put it like that. Okay. So let's get into this real quick and let's wrap this up. I want to go here because I thought this was cool. Let's take a look at it. So it said here how to develop the skill of asking for help. And here's this article from, there you go, over here, Ashley Jansen, September 8th, 2011. It says about 11-minute read in case you want to read the whole thing, follow back. But it says learn the strategies to help develop the skill of asking for help, how to determine who to ask. And so anyway, what I was looking at here, to keep it highlighted, excuse me. I want to get to this part here. Let's just go through this. This part will probably just take us a minute. It won't be long. So it says, I have a strong memory of sitting at the foot of, you know what? Let's not go through all that. Here's the part. You can come read all this later because I know I kept you guys a little while. I want to get to these points. But here's cool, where it says, what stops you from asking for help? Being caught up in your head stops you from asking for help. I think for us, though, many of us, what it was is that we didn't ask for help, and we had the energy that we felt about help because we didn't realize that we were asking for the opportunity to help. Well, let me get big on the screen so I can do this. When I get when the real checks come in, I get the production budget. We're gonna be able to be like, oof, we're gonna be doing some stuff, right? But see, we looked at, go back to the beginning where I said we were always the ones that were helping others. We don't judge people because we're so used to helping others, and we know that a lot of the stuff that we help others with or don't, but people that need help in general, we've either come through that phase of life, been there before, or we know someone who has, so we know that it's a part of life. So it's not like it's something to be judged. It's about, let's get you to the other side of the fence, homie. You know what I'm saying? So going back to this, what it is really, I realize, is that we actually are looking for the opportunity to help. And I think this is the major difference versus the other energy of the people who actually want to be the ones asking for help. If that makes sense, what I'm trying to say. But look, it says being caught up in your head stops you from asking for help. So making assumptions about what other people will think stops you from asking for help. Being afraid of being shamed stops you from asking for help. Being stubborn and prideful stops you from asking for help. There's often some variation of, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to look stupid. I'll just figure it out on my own. Now, granted, I've just figured it out on my own, but it's not like a negative thing for me. It's like a, I get the celebration. So, and I should know how to do this, which is also a positive thing if you don't, get gaslit by it, right? But you got people out there that's talking to someone that says, Pasha looks stupid right now or at some point. Because guess what? Pasha learned how to do that shit and now he okay with it. So if you afraid of that, like you not gonna do, right? How many people, I don't ice skate, but what did you look like when you first learned how to ice skate or ski? or roller skate or skateboard or ride a bike? Did you not fall once ever? Then that could have been a moment that the wrong person would have been like, oh, you look so stupid. You should just stop and quit. Da, 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 da. Right? You don't want to be a burden. If you feeling like you're being a burden, you probably asking the wrong people because you got the wrong people around you. Like, you might be saying, yo, I'm gonna pay you back, or I'm gonna do this, or I'll do, but you shouldn't feel like it's a burden. Hey, do you got this? Like, if you don't got it, just let me know. But like, if they making you feel like you're a burden, then you need to reevaluate that relationship, I think, right? And then real quick here, so what does it mean to ask for help? And this is what I thought was interesting, and I think we covered some of it. And then it says asking for help means admitting you don't know how to do something. We covered that. Very valuable skill. That comes from the fact of just simply knowing that we don't know what we don't know, right? And that's okay. It's okay. But when people that feel like they want to tell you that they know everything because they listen to CNN and they don't realize it's propaganda programming, they are the ones telling you, well, where did you get that off the internet, when you tell them something different? Because they're trying to gaslight you into saying that, you know, what you're saying is false news because you learned on your own and you don't have a degree or something, right? So you got that element of it. They have the problem with realizing that there's something beyond their knowledge base, and it disrupts their whole existence. So the other point, number 2, says you don't have the ability or skill to do something. Like I said, for us, that's a celebration. Now we realize there's a new puzzle. There's a new level to the game. Let's play. That's our sandbox. It says you could do something better or faster with assistance than alone. That's why you call me. I'm critical solutions expert. I'm Pasha Paro, project management, process optimization. Been studying analogy since 3rd grade, literally, like for real. And that's what makes me so good at helping others, right? Those that can admit that their business could be doing better. But sometimes people have a great business, it's doing $15,000 a month, and they feel like they're the shit because they're doing $15,000 a month. But they don't know what it feels like to run parts of a $40 million net, like not gross, but net operation, and push those numbers around and order $27,000 worth of parts for one machine for 1 p.m. Like, they don't understand those numbers can be theirs if they just optimize their process today and let it grow, because they think they know everything. So they don't work with Pasha, their business don't grow, the community don't grow with them, because now they can't hire the employees out of the community to pay them because they're still only making $15,000 a month instead of $150,000 a month, because they are afraid to ask Pasha for help for all the reasons we just went over. But Pasha spent his whole life being prepared to help you, and the opportunity comes, which is now, because we have until 2030 to get these things in order before their 2030 agenda process for stakeholder capitalism changes the world, whether you're ready for it or not. So Pasha's not really friendly about anything because Pasha has a deadline for the world that he wasn't the one that chose. It was assigned to him. So no, I don't have time for you to tell me in a meeting. Hold on, let me get big on the screen here, because like this is what goes on online. Oh yeah, they'll talk. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's schedule. I got one guy. We'll get started after my vacation, and this, that, and the other. They want to send him an invoice. He's like, I received the invoice from you, and I don't know what. Here's all the notes from our conversation. You said you wanted to wait until after vacation to get started because you didn't want to start prior to the vacation. And yeah, here's the invoice. It's $4,000, and I scheduled the meeting for this date. You're not talking to some clown. Like, I take notes. Here's your picture. Here's a picture of us talking. Like, here's the whole profile. Matter of fact, here, let me send you the whole profile so that you can see I have all of the notes. And I hate fake people, because like 50 Cent says, a thief is only after your salary. A liar is after your reality. See, you can replace a salary. You might make 100 grand this year. You might make 20,000 next year. You might not make nothing the year after that. You might be up again the year after that. You can go up and you can replace salary. But when people start trying to mess with your reality, that's a different level of infringement. So when you see people talking about, hey, Pasha got rid of me, or we don't talk no more, or they telling you about ask them what really happened. I guarantee you it'll be something in lines that I would describe as a trust issue. Because I'm looking to build with everybody except for the people I can't trust. So if you see them with me, and then all of a sudden you don't see them with me, if I can't trust you, we're not gonna be. All right, let's get back to this because I know we're coming up on 90 strong. So it says you are not perfect or a completely self-sufficient robot, and that's that gaslighting shit. Like, oh, I'm not a robot. This that. No, nobody said you're a robot. Like, somebody might take a day or two to learn. Somebody might take a week. Somebody might take 2 weeks. But the benefit is we agree on a destination and it makes it easier to overcome all obstacles. That's why I keep sharing this Simon Sinek quote that, he might have got, it might be his refinement from somewhere else, but that's why I keep sharing that, because as long as we agree on where it gets to, we can overcome the obstacles. All right, I want to show you one more thing, then we can close it out. Do this here. Okay, so I got that. Bam, bam. And then this one is I'm just using this as a it's a backup source because people like names in certain sources. Like they'll say I don't have a degree or a PhD, so how can I say these things? But then when they read the Forbes article 2 years after you tell them something, they'll come back and talk to you about the same stuff you was telling them 2 years ago. And they'll talk to you like it's something new, and they just learned it because they just read it in Forbes. But you was telling them 2 years ago because you knew it from 7 years before that when you learned it. But let them feel good about themselves. But that's why our community struggles and suffers. So it says asking for help reveals strength, not weakness. And this is what they don't like about us, is that it's really the fact that we're not speaking the same language. They think that we're this, they think that we're that, they think that we think that we're this or that, because the way we're actually asking for help is too strong for them. Because we're not asking for help from the state of weakness, we're asking for help from the demand of present us with the next opportunity for us to enjoy. Let me say that again. We have to accept this, because we look at people, we look at their reactions, and if we don't understand it, we start to tell ourselves that they're bad people, right? Now, I'm not saying that they're people that you need to keep around in your energetic circle, because that's a toxic response. So don't get that twisted. But just because they're toxic with us doesn't mean that they're negative, so to speak. Kind of like hydrogen peroxide. I had to think of something real quick. Hydrogen peroxide in certain concentrations you can put on your wound, or you can put in your with water, and you can swish it around in your mouth. But at the wrong concentrations, it's corrosive, right? That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. So what they don't realize is that they're toxic to you, right? Certain things have reactions when in other conditions they're totally stable. Does it make them bad? No, it just means that they need to stay the fuck over there, right? And you need to stay over here doing your thing. And that's really all it is. And people may change and grow and become something else. So if you met someone and it started off that y'all were great together, well, you're taking on additional molecules and ions and bond, and now you're forming new bonds in your body, and you change and become something different than you were 2 years ago. And now maybe that relationship is toxic because the molecular difference is creating a chemical difference, which is creating a frequency difference. And now y'all frequencies are inherently toxic. Are they bad? No. You guys have just grown and become two separate things. Now you're having a chemical reaction. Let it go. But get back to the path. The people talking shit about us don't realize that we are asking for help, but the way we ask for help is too strong because they're coming from the perspective of lack, the perspective of being weak, the perspective of actually needing help or wanting help because of all the reasons like I can't do this by myself or whatever the weakness or lack mentality is, while we're operating in abundance and we're saying, look, your business could take like I was talking to a lady over the last 72 hours and I asked her, what do you think your client value is worth to you per year? And she said, let's say 8,000. Let's just say 8,000. I spent some time with her, and by the end of that conversation, I showed her that if she, with the right trajectory applied and effort, you're actually worth $1,000 per hour. So where you were looking not to the same client, but just collectively for your business. So where you were looking at feeling like your value was 8,000 for a year, I need you to shift from that thinking to knowing that you're worth $1,000 per hour. And why is that important? Because now when you feel like you're starting this business or you're struggling with this business, like, yeah, I can wait till tomorrow. I can let 5 days go by before I consider this or think about that. It sounds good when you feel like you're in you're in a lack, a nothing, a needing help state. Weak. But when you know your strength is that you're really worth 1,000 an hour, if you can just get the opportunity to get to it, right? That means that every day that goes by, it's costing you $24,000 a day. So every day that goes by that you're sitting there like, yeah, not today, I'm gonna just cost you $24,000. And not only does it cost you $24,000, you're costing the community of such an operation and outfit being in position in the community to make the community more sustainable. It's why Pasha be so irritated, because you don't realize your value because you're thinking about selfishly. What does it mean to you instead of what does it mean for you to be the opportunity of you being in position to help the whole community? So that's the difference. All right. So it says if you've ever shied from asking for help because of fear that you may seem weak, you're not alone. You're not alone. Okay. I mean, feel free to read this article. I just wanted to show you other people are talking about the same thing in trusted names. I'm scrolling through, so if you want to pause the video, you can read it. If you want to follow up on the site, you can read it that way too. I'm gonna get you guys up out of here. But basically, that's what's going on. You got people who are emotionally scarred from the people who are telling them the opportunity we have because they want you to beg to help them, because that's the vibration that they're used to hearing is weakness and help oriented, instead of here's the opportunity, let's get it. Yeah, we're going to have some challenges. It's okay. Let's go. Let's overcome them. Yeah, we're going to look stupid probably in the beginning, but by the time we're done, yeah, we may not have everything we need now because we don't know what we don't know. Let's find out along the way. So that's what I need you guys to start vibing on, because a lot of us don't start because of various reasons, and it's okay. Once you tell yourself it's okay, just get started. And I can help you with everything along the way, from psychology infused logos, branding, marketing, get you in position that way. I can help you with the mental health awareness, emotional intelligence factors, like we're talking about here, going from this position of thinking to another way of thinking, whether you want to call that business coaching or life coaching. I can help you there. You see the free high value. Check out the rest of the topics on the channel. I don't think there's too many people doing it like this with such a spread, showing you how the equation works universally. They'll hyper focus, they'll niche, they'll keep repeating the same thing to you over and over again. But nobody's taking it and applying it to every aspect of life the way that I ain't gonna say nobody. Few people are doing it the way I'm doing it because few people are focused on being 100% true. So they can't do it the way they do it, the way that I do it, or they're unwilling to. So business coaching, project management, and process optimization. If you got a business, basically, you or a life, you probably got some goals, you probably got some challenges. I can help you. I'm looking for opportunities. I have to articulate now that I realize I haven't been, we probably collect, I haven't been asking for help because I've been too busy articulating the opportunities, expecting other people to see the value of what it means for you to now know that you're worth $1,000 an hour. If you just do A, B, and C in a year or two, you have a good chance of being on your way to making $1,000 an hour. Why would you sit back and do nothing for 2 days? See, I'm used to people thinking like that because I think like that, but the reality is people don't think like us, and we can't fault them for not thinking like us. But what I've been doing wrong is I haven't been articulating it. I'm gonna say wrong. Where I can improve is I haven't been articulating it as asking for help. What I'm trying to do, Pasha Pyro, critical solution expert, and then we'll get up out of here, is I'm reducing codependency on big government, large corporations by empowering we the people to create sustainable communities. I thought we could say that to each other and know what it means. I'm American. We have to build a system to replace everything you ever want to boycott in the United States before you feel like the emotional uprising to boycott it, because that's what y'all do. We all wait until you get mad and you want to storm out, not realizing you ain't got nowhere to go. And then you be right back at Walmart. Okay? So let's get our communities built and established to replace the Walmart. I'm asking you for help in doing that. I'm asking you to help your neighbor who makes the candles to have the budget to be able to afford me proper, so I can do the proper job, not the half-ass version that you're going to get from Tony, right? Or Tommy, right? Let me do the real legit work for you to get you in position to be there for the community long term, because what the community don't know right now is the community is going to need you there shortly, or else they're not going to have nothing. So I'm asking you for help because I'm so tired of seeing the future, telling people what the opportunity is, and then having to watch everyone around me struggle when we could have done something about it. I'm tired of looking at your passion. Passion means suffering. That's why the movie was called The Passion of Christ. I don't want you to be passionate any longer. I want you all to be enthusiastic, and I need your help so we can all arrive in joy. If the young man is in school right now, learn the machine shop, I need your help from the community around him to put a couple grand up so that I can make the logo. We can get the website for him. Somebody, whether he's doing it in his backyard, in the shed, to start, whatever, we can get him up and running proper. If she cooking, I need the community's help so we can get her a prop. Not Not to say the hood. I get it. We're from the hood. I get it. We draw the little thing on there. We put, you know, Pam's chicken and waffles and Sundays, and she cooking on Sun. I get that. I get that. I mean, but we don't gotta stop there. Why we think we gotta be like that? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, look, why we can't be like this? Why we all can't be sitting here? Why can't you be in the office right there? And why can't you be right here? What's stopping this? I'm giving all y'all invite to join me. I'm here waiting on you. I need your help. I know what we need to do. I'm the one that used to say I can do it by myself, but I can. It'll just take me forever and it may not ever get to you. But for those that are willing to help me by presenting the opportunity that I can help you with the resources needed. And if you ain't got it, then the community needs to come together to support you. Like this is what it could be. Like, I get the community. We a lot of us fucked up right now. Now I'll close out here. We know what the times of the economy is. So like I said, if TJ is in school right now doing machine shop, and the community say, okay, we're gonna put up the money. We get TJ his operation going. He doing what he enjoyed doing. TJ come out. The community circulating the news. TJ got the machine shop. People coming in from all over, spending money with TJ because now they got something in the community that they need. TJ making 20 grand a month. Well, with 1 month, what TJ make, now we can take 5, 10 other people. Okay, you wanted to go back to school and get that quick start coding, right? Okay, you wanted to go be a nurse. That's gonna be 4,000. Okay, so the coding gonna be 1,500. To get you nursing, gonna take a little while. Investment is gonna be 4K. We need you to make a serious commitment. You gonna do it right? We're gonna hold you to it. Okay, cool. That's together. That's 5,500 out of 20 grand. Okay, we could probably help another 2 to 4 people, and then have some money to feed y'all during the time too with that 20 grand from this month that TJ made because we put TJ through. Now y'all come out. Now we get y'all put up a couple more dollars collectively from the community. We get your marketing, get your branding, get your business, get your site, whatever you need. Now we got 5 businesses in the community pumping out, let's say all different numbers, but let's say it totals up to $150. I mean, 150,000 a month. Now we go back and fix the rest of the community up. We get some more people to go, oh, you can be the architect. We're going to send you to school for architecture. I told people this 6 years ago. They laughed at me. I'll never forget it. I got a list. Because to me, you're why we're here. We could have all been here right now, but we're all where we're at because of people like that. So I need your help. I went through all that I went through to learn everything I need to learn to be the guy that can take you to where you want to go. But I need your help. I'm Pasha Pablo, critical solutions expert. Let me give you this before we leave here. In closing, so to speak. I've been fighting for my community my whole life. And you know what? I'm going to see it through. I'm going to see it through. So I'm going to leave you with this shot right here. It's one of my little posts I made for Facebook. And I'll just leave you with that. Basically saying, You can see the consulting services up top. If you look closely, I like to do little head and stuff like that, make you pay attention to it. But it says for organizations and businesses on how to become more sustainable and community focused. Pasha Pavro, critical solutions expert. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy.